Hello everybody, welcome back to the NIBIRU channel. It is September 14th, 2016. I had a lot of requests to do this interview with this retired chemtrail pilot that had sent in a few photographs that he had captured of Planet X, NIBIRU. And I had the opportunity yesterday to go out and visit Joe and do this interview. Now, as you know from the other video, Joe is dying from a form of cancer that attacked his throat area and a very large tumor that had wrapped itself around his carotid artery. He has had chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, but to no avail. He knows that he is going to die. So I decided to go out and visit Joe yesterday so he could tell me his story. Now, chemtrailing has been going on for quite a long time. It did, in the beginning, have something to do with what the government calls geoengineering, global warming, things of that nature. The chemicals, we're going to get into that because that's probably going to make you guys very mad because it kind of pissed me off also. But anyways, I felt bad for Joe. You know, Joe was a U.S. Air Force pilot, fought in Desert Storm. He was a United Airlines pilot for a long period of time. And when he retired, he was just bored. He was so used to being in the skies. And he took this job for a supposed geoengineering company flying these chemtrail planes. He did fly them for about 5 years, but towards the end, he started to get very, very sick, having problems swallowing, constant coughing. His tongue was swelling up, sores in his mouth. Went to the doctor, and they diagnosed him with a very rare form of cancer. And then he started with treatments and things of that nature. And, you know, basically it's gotten to the point where Joe doesn't have very long to go. The man is going to die very, very soon. I think that he knows the compounds that were being sprayed into the air that consisted of barium, aluminum, arsenic, titanium, a whole array of elements and chemicals. And at first, the world governments were worried about global warming. They wanted to cool the planet down. But then something occurred, and we're going to get into that. But one thing that really made me mad is looking at these patches. They literally sell these pilot jacket patches on an internet website for chemtrail pilots. It's disgusting. That really made me mad. Because if you noticed what the heading on that patch was, it said barium. Chemtrail pilots. Barium. Bury who? Us? The people? Seeing that really had me fuming. Now, Joe's also suffering from some very bad skin cancer type lesions that are all over his arms and legs. And even though Joe had to have his tongue cut out, his wife translates for him because he has to write everything down. And I really did feel bad for the guy. The man is suffering, and he was always in very good shape, he said, all of his life, until he started flying those planes. I sat there and watched Joe's wife cry the entire time that we had this conversation. But then he told me, he wrote it down, and he said, there's another reason why they're using the chemtrails. They want to hide Planet X. They know that people are going to be able to see it in the sky, so they are going to cover up the sun. They will increase their flights in the latter part of the day to cover up the sun. And that's exactly what they're doing. They are trying to hide this planet as it grows larger in our sky. Joe wanted me to leave you with one last message, and he wrote this down. He told me to take a picture of it, put it in the video. He said, I'm sorry. I did not know exactly what I was doing. I wasn't there when they loaded the planes. I did not know what the chemical compounds were. And then he said, look at me. I have to eat with a feeding tube. I have no tongue. I have skin cancer. I'm dying. And that choked me up, folks. Listen, I want to thank all of you NIBIRU watchers. Keep up the good work. Keep up sending those photographs in. That's very, very important. The videos, everything you guys do is very, very important. Keep those emails coming. You can send your photographs to NIBIRU PlanetX2016 at gmail.com. And don't forget, start sharing these videos with your friends and family members on Facebook and help get the word out. Don't forget to have them subscribe to the NIBIRU channel for all of our current updates. And like I say, keep an eye in the sky. Hello everybody, welcome back to the NIBIRU channel. It is September 14th, 2016. I had a lot of requests to do this interview with this retired chemtrail pilot that had sent in a few photographs that he had captured of Planet X, NIBIRU. And I had the opportunity yesterday to go out and visit Joe and do this interview. Now, as you know from the other video, Joe is dying from a form of cancer that attacked his throat area and a very large tumor that had wrapped itself